That was a nice piece of work back there at police headquarters, Sly.
Come see me if you want to check out any of your old movies. I've got them all here on my computer. Use the left analog stick to move around the hideout and the X button to select things.
Hello YouTube, my name is Kevin aka K-Man1, back with another episode of Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. In the last episode, we cleared the tutorial area, which involved getting the case file, and we got set up to start going after the Fiendish Five. In this episode, we are going to be headed to the first target, but before that, this is kind of like the little hub tutorial area. You can talk to Bentley and watch any of the old cutscenes that you've unlocked, and then you can scroll over and Murray will be standing in front of the next mission location, and you can press X on him.
You want one?
Yeah, and he just does silly stuff like this every time, and when you clear a new chapter, he learns new little tricks, I guess, that he can do. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right into the first mission area.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege. On a whim, he tried his hand at a bit of piracy and found it to his liking. Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist, where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this mad machinist was off the soggy coast of the Isle o' Wrath, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of the perilous Welsh Triangle.
And Murray's driving. He can somehow do that perfectly. Even though there are no rear view mirrors clearly on the van, he can drive in reverse, no problem. So, you know, more power to him, I guess. So here we are in the first area of Raleighs operation, and we're going to run through this tunnel right quick and be interrupted by Bentley.
Hey Sly, I just spotted something that's going to complicate the mission. See that nasty looking gate? It blocks the only road leading into Raleigh's hideout.
No problem. I'll just use my climb move.
Okay, but remember, you can only climb on certain objects, like pipes and ropes.
Yeah, sure, and like that ladder there?
That is correct, but do not forget, Sly. You have to get close.
Then hit the circle button to grab it. Yeah. Relax, Bentley. I live for this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
So yeah, that's one reason this is one of my favorite games. The dialogue in it is just like, it's so tongue-in-cheek and clever that I enjoy it. So these right here, Bentley's going to explain, but
the message you just found appears to be some sort of clue. I'll decipher here in the van. In the meantime, see if you can find any more clues. The more I have, the easier it'll be to crack the code.
So what Bentley just kind of explained there is in every level there are going to be, well, not every level, but most level there are going to be some clue bottles. And if you collect all of them, you'll be able to open the vault at the end of the level. So in this area there are only 20, but in some areas there can be as many as 40 clues that you need to collect. So jumping over here, gonna climb on this rope to collect just a few more clue bottles. And up here there are two. When I first played through this game, these were the last clues I found, and I actually needed to go to later areas and come back in order to find them. So I'm surprised I didn't even think to look to the right just to, you know, check if there were any collectibles or anything. But it was a long time ago before I was really like an explorer in games.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights? One careless step and you'll be subjected to acute combustion.
You done whining? Let's go.
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner. Fortunately for you, I launched these signal repeaters throughout Raleigh's fortress. Get close to one, and I could checkpoint your progress.
Nice.
Yeah, the little holographic markers that I just mentioned aren't honestly that useful most of the time, but also I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like if you trip the alarm, and then you can just whack it, and it'll automatically shut off. We've got a walrus guy throwing ninja stars at us, because, you know, video game logic. And there's some more clues up on these little statues of Raleigh. Gonna grab them. And we're already more than halfway through collecting clues in this level, so yeah, these little holographic markers, they're where you'll respawn if you get KO'd, but if you don't do anything dumb, then you probably won't die that much in this game, so yeah.
According to my amphibio positioning system, that big blimp is where Raleigh is hiding out.
You know, that blimp looks more like a machine than a hideout.
You're right, Sly. That is a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining around here.
That explains all the wrecked ships.
But why would Raleigh want bad weather at his own hideout 24/7?
Beats me. But rain or shine, I'm gonna steal my family's book back. And if Raleigh gets in my way, it's on.
Alright. And actually, you can whack these bees over here and grab a couple coins from them, because, you know, bees are known for carrying around lots of swag cash money. And then we've got a walrus with a blowtorch. You can just whack him with our cane. And I alluded to this earlier, Sly only has 1 HP, so if he gets hit by anything, he automatically gets KO'd. So that seems a little bit unfair, if I'm being honest, but we will get into a mechanic very soon that will allow us to take more hits without having to worry about taking damage.
Nice job so far, Sly. To get over the next gate, you'll need to grab onto this hook using your cane. Just jump and hit the circle button.
Got it. Jump and hit the circle button to grab onto hooks.
So yeah, you'll notice that a lot of commands in this game are jump and hit the circle button. That's almost kind of a running gag with the developers. How most of your moves in this game are controlled by using the circle button. And I mean, it doesn't bother me so much, because I think the gameplay is, you know, interesting enough by virtue of the unique platforming puzzles. But I mean, if you're one of those people who really just likes pressing different buttons in a game, then I can understand why that would be kind of a bad thing for you, that it's pretty much just, you know, a fairly limited control scheme. So there's another clue there. This is going to be the vault that you can open once you get all of them.
Somehow related to those clues and bottles you've been collecting. If you can locate all the clues in this area, I should be able to crack the code and get you inside it.
Yeah, Bentley is, excuse me, climbing mechanics. Bentley is often gonna like interrupt in the middle of everything to provide tutorials, even though, you know, I'm commentating over it and I'll be able to explain everything to you as we come across it.
That's the final clue to crack the code. Now,
Alright.
press the circle to enter the vault.
Yeah, to enter the vault code. I know, Bentley.
The clues have led me to believe that the code for this vault is 792.
Alright, 7, 9, and 2.
Sly, you found a page from the Thievius Raccoonus. This page teaches old Drake Cooper's fast attack dive move. Press the triangle button to use it.
So yeah, most moves that you're going to be getting out of the vaults are going to be linked to the triangle button, and I can just sort of show what the dive move looks like. It looks like this, and it'll hit pretty much anything you run into along the way while you're using the move. So it's pretty useful if you're up against like crowds of enemies, or if you just have a lot of breakable objects. And here we have the first example of a treasure key, and you're going to want to be collecting, there are going to be 7 in each major area up until the final one. And you're going to need to collect all of them eventually in order to get all the way through. But for now, we just use the one to unlock the door, and we jump through to this big holographic projector thingy, and we are in the main hub area of Raleigh's hideout. So here there's supposed to be a tutorial for double jumping, but I mean, if you've gotten this far without trying to jump twice, then, I mean, you know, good for you for challenging yourself. And there should be, yeah, cutscene.
That blimp looks like the most secured location on this boat. If Raleigh's really as smart as his police files suggest, then that's where I'll find him.
Wonderful idea, but your plan is flawed.
Why?
Because it's impossible to get near him. To access Raleigh's blimp, you would have to sneak through that high voltage power tube. To do that without getting electrocuted, you'd have to destroy that power generator. And to do that, you'd need 2 more of Raleigh's treasure keys, which are heavily guarded.
Interesting. So when are you gonna get to the impossible part?
Fine. But I warned you. I marked the areas you need to hit with holographic markers. Follow them to your objectives.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. It's your funeral.
Alright. So yeah, like I just explained, because, you know, redundant game dialogue with commentary, we're gonna need to collect all the treasure keys. We only need 3 to get through to the first area, but...
Protect you when you take any damage.
So yeah, these Lucky Charms, not the cereal, because we're not sponsored by General Mills or whoever it is who makes that. Raleigh's talking in the background, but it's not super important right now. So yeah, the Lucky Charms, they will protect you if you take a hit, and when you collect 100 coins, you'll get an extra free charm. So yeah, that's awesome. And if you have double stack Lucky Charms, it turns into like a golden horseshoe.
Those furnace doors. Jump and press the square button. That'll slam them shut.
Me trying to explain things when I get interrupted by Bentley is kind of annoying, but it's just what we got to work with. But yeah, if you have 2 Lucky Charms stacked, it turns gold, and then if you collect 100 coins after that, you just get an extra life.
We're in the engine room. My analysis tells me that if you trace the spinning crankshaft all the way back to its source, you'll find Raleigh's treasure key and sabotage his machine while you're at it.
So yeah, Bentley felt the need to, you know, explain.
Remember, Sly, hold down
Okay.
the circle button near the blue.
We already had this tutorial in the tutorial area. We don't need you to explain how to press the circle button again, Bentley. Like, that's one tutorial that's just always stood out to me as just like, really? You already taught me how to do this. So, by sneaking over there, there's another clue. Really easy to grab. You're gonna want to whack this in the air with your cane to grab it, and then just jump over here, grab this clue. Smash that thing. Pretty much, if there's something standing in your way and it's the only way to progress through the level, you can just whack it with your cane and it'll break. So this is a fun little area where the whole thing is you're trying to smash all the clue bottles while jumping back and forth on these little platforms. And if you get all the way to the end, you get an extra life for your trouble. And it's just Sly's floating head just disembodied there. So, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's like a brain transplant or something that you just like put it into his body if he dies, and then he's just all better. So, I don't know, I don't get it. Here's another useless holographic marker. Giant electronic fan blades spinning through this area. If you get hit by them, you take damage. So, always wanting to avoid getting hit and dying, because, you know, dying is never fun in a video game. You can whack this guy. Now for this area, sometimes if the fan is passing through the little like section here, you can jump over and then just re-grab it on the other side and you'll be able to get through. But I'm not feeling quite that bold, so I'd rather not, you know, have to replay a gameplay segment. Whack this guy with our cane. And so this is the same puzzle as earlier, but it's made a little bit more difficult by the addition of the little laser security grid. But you can just keep jumping back and forth while you wait for the lasers to change position. So that's very nice of them. And you're gonna need to make it to the end of this one, because there will be another clue bottle there. I want to say there's a little... Nope, nothing back there. For some reason I remember there being something stored back in one of these areas, but I guess my memory's just slipping on me. So we're going to be working our way through these tunnels. Smash that. Got a walrus with a hammer. Most of Raleigh's little goons are walruses, but there's one that's like full-on Cthulhu. And I'm just like, okay. So, smack that walrus with our cane. And you can hit these rats if you're fast enough, and they drop coins, but they do go into the hole fairly quickly, so it can be difficult to go ahead and whack them. There's the vault for the clues in this level. And if you see a little safe like this, you can just whack it a couple times and there will be 2 clues inside for your trouble. I'm gonna smash these boxes just to grab a couple
On
coins.
this furnace slide. You better go back and find an alternate route.
Thank you, Bentley, because I was gonna try to climb up a sheer wall with nothing to interact with the blue stealth auras. If I'm not mistaken, you can actually get crushed right there if you stand too close to the middle, so you gotta be careful on that one. You can swing back and forth here and jump up. And the last clue for this area is gonna be right over here. So just gonna grab that and jump down. And here we are at the safe.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. I can't believe I pieced this one together. Try 227.
2, 2, and 7. And if this is the move that I think it is, this is going to be something really useful in a lot of different levels. So, is it
Interesting.
Old Sally
Cooper's fast
Yeah,
getaway
this is the roll
raccoon
move.
roll. Stories claim she can move faster rolling than anyone else could on the run. Hold down the triangle button to use this move. Switch between your power-ups using L2 and R2.
So yeah, your triangle button power-ups, like you just said, you can switch back and forth between them using L2 and R2, and yeah. So the roll move is really useful because it does make you go a lot faster than you might think. And it's useful for a handful of different scenarios, one of which I won't be getting to until I complete the game. Even though they unlock beforehand, there are like little time trials for most of the standard levels, but I just prefer doing them at the end of the game after I've already, you know, pretty much beaten the story mode, as it were. So, you can swing on this to go forward, and somehow this sliding over here... Sorry for the cut there, my recording failed for a moment because I accidentally left my computer without me touching it for too long, so, you know, basic mistakes. But anyways, yeah, for some reason, riding that thing all the way over here made the thing stop spinning. I don't get it. Machines are weird. So you can jump and whack these down as you work your way through. And right over there we can see the next treasure key. So just go ahead and whack that. Well, alright. In this episode, we gathered 2 of Raleigh's treasure keys, and we have our objective to get to the generator. And in the next episode, we're going to be collecting most of the rest of the keys in this area, and then moving on to smash the generator. See you guys then.